Hello, my name is Courtney. This is my beautiful wife, Latasha.
Shalom, everyone.
First, we would like to thank and give honor to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and we also like to thank all everybody that subscribed, sending emails, and sharing the videos, and all the support. And we just want to tell you, thank you so much. It's been very encouraging, and we appreciate y'all. Um, Around 2017, um, we was having some issues going on with our home, and we had to look for a new home. And we were searching, and I thought I found the right home, and I showed the home to my wife, and she was like, "Hey, yeah, we can go up there and look at it and check on it." So I told the lady, I said, "Hey, we're gonna be down there at the end of the week. We're just gonna look at the home." And the day that we got ready to go and look at the home, I was looking at Facebook, and my brother-in-law live up around the Dallas area, and he had posted. He said, "Look, hey, if anybody is coming up here, to to be careful because there's gonna be some bad weather." And and right then in my mind, something saying, "Hey, you might not need to go today and reschedule." So I told my wife, I said, they said it's gonna be some bad weather up there, but I'm looking at the radar, and I looked at the radar, and I said it really looks clear, and I said I think we can go up there and make it. I don't see anything, which it did. It looked clear. I didn't see not a cloud in the sky. From up here to all the way up there, I didn't see anything.
3 hour drive.
3 hour drive, didn't see anything. And so I said, I was telling my wife, I said, you know what? I think we can go up there, and we can check out the house. And that's when my wife said, "Hey," she said, "Okay, yeah, we can go up there." But she said, "I want to tell you about this dream that I had." And I'm gonna let her share the dream with y'all.
Um, Previous, before making the plans to go up there, I had a dream of watching the news and the weather report on TV, and it felt very realistic. Like I was right there, just watching TV, watching the weatherman, and they were interviewing different people, showing their land and how tornadoes had devastated their homes and their farms. And this one particular man stood out the most. He was an elderly farmer in blue jean overalls that was really just distraught by all of the devastation that happened to his home and his property and his land. And then it was like another flash where I had another vision in a dream where the weatherman was showing the cities and counties, and there was different dots with the cities named over the dot. And the one city that really stood out the most to me that I remembered when I woke up was a city that I thought was spelled Napel, and I thought it was Nepal or Naples or something like that. I wasn't sure exactly what the city was, but it was within the state we live in, which is the state of Texas. It was up in the further top eastern northern part of Texas, which is almost in that direction that we were going to look at this home. So I had this dream about the tornado and the devastation. There was another clip of another guy who was talking about his devastation and how he had lost all these things. And there was like several tornadoes in several little cities and areas. The city that stuck out the most didn't have the tornado, but it was like right above the cluster of cities that had the tornadoes going on. But I couldn't remember those cities and those names of the city that showed up in my dream. Just that one city up there. So when I woke up, I looked to see if there was a such city that spelled that. Come to find out, there is no Nepal, Texas, but there is a Naples, Texas, and it was exactly in the very spot where my dream was, in that top northern eastern part, off a little bit from Tyler, Texas, which if you look at the map, you'll see Tyler off to the east, and then Naples a little off to the west, up north a little bit. I still have this visual very clearly in my mind today, and so that was like a shock. I was like, oh my goodness, there's a Naples, Texas, babe. I said, not a Nepal, but there's a Naples, Texas, and it really played with my mind a little bit. I'm like, what does that mean? Like, man, the dream was rough, you know.
Okay. And so after she told me the dream, I held my head down. I said, Lord, you trying to show us something. I'm like, Lord, you trying to tell me something. So we was already kind of, something was already kind of troubling us in our spirit right then, because we were like, hey, maybe we should put it off, but
or not move in this area,
or not moving that area, because we had some say, well, maybe we should put off the appointment, until, because I've already seen my brother-in-law saying about the bad weather. She had a dream. It ain't really hard to make a connection, but I looked at my wife. I said, look, it's clear. I'm not seeing nothing on the radar. So we jumped in the car. We said, hey, maybe we can go down there. We told the lady we was on our way. So we headed down there, and I mean, for the whole, like, the 3 hour, was it a 3 hour drive?
It was a 3 hour drive.
It was a 3 hour drive, and I'm telling you,
the first 2.5.
The 2.5 hours. I mean, picnic weather. I mean, just as clear. I mean, what, not a storm in the sky. So the closer we got to the town, we probably got about 15, 20, 30 minutes away from the town.
Yeah.
and I noticed over the horizon, it was dark and cloudy. I mean, it was just like a sticking out dark, that you could tell like a storm was brewing over there.
In the middle of the afternoon.
So I looked and I said, man, so I'm looking at, I told my wife, I said, babe, I said, you know what? But we still ride. Now we still driving. It's clear. But over where the point where we going, it looked dark. And I told my wife, I said, man, it looks kind of dark over there. And my wife said, she said, Lord, she said, if you don't want us to go, she said, show us, show us something, Lord. Show us a sign. And as soon as she got it out her mouth, a dove,
a white bird,
something. I mean, as soon as she got it out her mouth, something flew. A white dove, a white bird. It was something flew right in front of the car. And when I seen it, I looked at my wife. She looked at me, and we started questioning each other. So I said, babe, I said, you think we should turn around and go back? Cause we knowing deep down in our heart. And deep down in our spirit, something just ain't right. And I asked my wife, I said, man, babe, do you think we need to turn around? And we was both like, hey, maybe
we should, but we're already 2.5 hours in. We're so close, and in my stubbornness and our stubbornness together, we wanted to continue and see this home, because it just was too good of a deal to be true. And it was almost lakefront. We wanted to see this home. So we continue to press on.
So we getting close to the town. So now we like 5 minutes away. So now it's starting to rain. It's starting to look gloomy. I mean, really gloomy. So we got in the town, and it's raining.
Hard.
It's raining hard in the town, right in the town. I mean, not out the town. I mean, as soon as we got in the city limits of the town, the storm was there. The storm was there as soon as we got in the city limit, and so we driving, and you had to go across a bridge
to cross
the lake.
to get to the
to
property.
get to the property. So we driving. It's rainy. It's windy. You know, it ain't too bad. You know, it's just rainy and windy a little bit. So we got on this bridge, and the bridge was probably about a quarter mile long. Probably it was a long bridge.
It was long, but it was only maybe about 20 feet or less above the water.
Yeah, it was real.
The water was really kind of close. I'm not sure how close, but the rain picked up when we got on the bridge.
Yep,
like crazy.
Yeah, so
Go ahead.
so we got on the bridge, and
This was crazy.
This is the crazy part, y'all, and we got on the bridge, and there was a car in front of me, and all right then, like instantly when we got like middle ways of the bridge, water just started going over the bridge, and I seen those trees. I seen the trees dance. I mean, they was waving, and
I smelled fish.
In
the air.
Yep. And my wife said,
that fishy smell.
My wife said, she said, I smell fish. It wasn't long for me to put it together. I said, a strong burst of wind, right? Water just automatically coming over the car. The car in front of me was stopped. There was cars behind me that was stopped.
And it's a very narrow bridge, only 2 lanes, going back and forth.
Only two lanes. So I looked at my wife. And I said, look, babe, I said, we got to get off this bridge right now. And she said, what is it?
We were so close. I said, babe, it's like only 3 minutes. You could just go right through it.
She said, just 3 minutes. You could just go right through it. I said, look. I said, babe, we got to get off this bridge. I said, there's a tornado somewhere. And she was like, what? I said, look. I look behind me. I threw the car in the reverse gear. She my witness. I threw the car in the reverse gear, and there was cars behind me, and there was cars in front of me, and I backed up, and I got I backed up. I backed up and got into the other lane, and there was a truck in front of me with its lights on, and I was backing up. I backed up in reverse all the way off the bridge, and you know there was people that was looking at me back off, and they were looking at me like, hey, what's wrong with this crazy man? I said, look, I looked at them. I said, look, if y'all know what I know, hey, y'all be getting off of here too. I said, if y'all do what I know what's going on, y'all to get off of here. So I backed up off the bridge, and I turned around, and we went to the Sonics. We went to the Sonics. And it was lightning, it was raining.
Oh yeah, it started to hail.
It started to hail, and the lady came out with our order, and I asked, I said, ma'am, I said, do y'all have tornadoes around here often? And she was like, nah, She said, I've been here for a while and I ain't never seen no tornado. I said, well, man, I'm almost for sure that was a tornado.
Yeah.
And me and my wife looked at it.
We tried to wait out the rain. But it was not letting up.
It was not letting up. And I looked at my wife. I said, baby, as soon as it let up, hey, we're going to go back across the bridge. We're going to see the house.
The town was so small.
Yeah.
We stopped at another restaurant, and it was Dairy Queen. We stopped in the Dairy Queen and to go inside to like get some shelter out of the storm. And we went inside, and they were watching on a big screen TV the weather. And guess what we saw? Naples, right above where we were at.
Naples, right? Yeah. This is for real.
The weatherman telling the news of tornadoes in the area.
Now look. So we tried to go across the bridge. We tried to go across the bridge again. It's like every time we went to the bridge, it was like a wind that said, hey, we ain't gonna let you across. I mean, like, soon you gotta go across the bridge, get on the bridge, wind. Yeah. And so I'm like, man, what is going on? So
the first time we went back to the bridge, which was only about maybe 15 minutes later, after we decided to get something to eat while we were waiting in the storm, we saw people standing outside, remember, at like a some business. I'm not sure what it was, but they were standing outside with their phones, like taking video or pictures. And my husband asked, like, hey, what's going on? What's going on here? And they said a tornado just went over that bridge about 10 minutes ago.
Look,
10 minutes ago, literally almost the time we were there.
Hey, look, and when we heard that, and all of a sudden, both our phones went off at the same time. Yep. It said, phone said, we looked at our phone, man, we got like,
it was a tornado
we got like four alerts on both our phones. Yep. It said, look, tornado warning right. It said tornado warning, take cover right now.
The sirens went off in the city.
The sirens went off in the city. We heard the sirens. Yeah. Me and my wife looked at each other. Man, I'm telling you, it was almost like a movie. I mean, we looked at each other and we said, I said, man, we cannot. We looked at each other and said, man, it got so dark. I mean, man, the darkness of it was something.
And we didn't know which way to turn. We didn't know where the tornado was coming from. So, and there was only one way back out to go home. There was only one highway that we could see on the GPS to go back home, and we weren't sure which way to go. But they were saying there was a tornado around somewhere around the area, so we didn't know which way to go.
So we went to the Dairy Queen, and we was looking up on the screen, and the tornado was right there on the lake. I mean, it was like 5 miles away from us, and probably about a good 2 miles away from the home. And the lady called me up on the phone, and she said, "Y'all coming to look at the house?"
He said, "Ma'am, do y'all know y'all got a tornado in the area?"
I said, "Ma'am." I said, "You got a tornado." I said, "Do you know there's a tornado on your lake?" She said, "What?" I said, "Man, you better be." I said, "Ma'am," "you might need to try to find cover because you got a tornado on your lake." And I mean, it's right there on your lake. Ain't even 2 miles away from you. So she was like, "Oh man," she's like, "Okay." So we didn't talk after that. So after a while, man, after the tornadoes and everything happened, we said, well, we say we're gonna try to make our break to go over there. We said, well, there ain't no tornado now, so
the rain had simmered down. The
rain had simmered down.
We went ahead and crossed the bridge, but the sirens were still going on. So crossing the bridge was leaving one city over to the next city. We needed to be in that next city to see the house. So we in both cities had the sirens going off. Both cities had the sirens going off, and we went to go look at this house, which was only 6 minutes away. I think 6 or 7 minutes away from the bridge.
And it was just strange about the whole situation. The lady that had the house, she one thing that was strange, she said, "Hey, well, we ain't going to be there." And she's like, "Hey, y'all just go inside the house and look at it." So I was like, that's strange, you know. I said, they just wants to go inside and just look at it. I said, well, that's kind of strange, but hey, okay. You know, I said, I'm just gonna be careful. I said to my wife, I said, hey, I'm just gonna be careful and everything, and we're gonna look at it. So
our stubbornness,
our stubbornness,
right into the house to look at
it. So we went to the house. And when we went inside the house, the pictures that they showed us wasn't nothing like how the house had looked. I mean, it must have been in its good days or something that they took the picture. But when we went inside the house, I kid you not, it looked like something out of a horror movie. I'm just gonna be honest. And so I'm looking in the house. We looking at the house, looking at things in the house. And my wife was like, hey, you know, you lead, you stay behind. I was telling my wife, say, hey, look, you just stay by the door, because this thing, you know. So we looking through the house, and we got in the back room, and man, somebody had written all over the walls, and had written stuff all over the walls, and feces. And
have even spelled, wasn't it Jesus?
Yeah. Now we had these people knew we was Christians, and we was because the whole time we was talking about the Lord and talking about how much it's a blessing and everything. I guess it can, because it's seen on our page that hey, we's about, you know, Jesus and stuff and about the Lord. But yeah, we got there and they had written in the wall and doo-doo. And doo-doo, they had written in the wall Jesus in the room.
Clothes were in their closet.
Yep. They had clothes in the closet, and they had made a clothesline in one room and had clothes piled up everywhere. They had clothes hanging up on a line. Like they had made a clothesline inside of the room, and they had like stuff and had like clothes, like they were living up under the clothes. Wow, and we looked at the bathroom, and I'm telling you, this bathroom was horrible. I mean, man, they like somebody had used the bathroom all over the toilet, all on the bathroom, all on the floor. It's just like it's almost like it was almost an animal living there or something. I mean, man, it was horrible. It was horrible, scary. I ain't talking about no little feces or no little nothing on the floor. I'm talking about this looked like somebody they didn't have no they didn't have no running water or something. They just used the bathroom all over the place. Man, it was just stuff all over the place, due on the walls, due in the bathroom.
There was stuff you couldn't even tell if it was blood or not. It was red.
You didn't know what it was. We didn't know what happened. And you know what? We looked at each other and we said, you know what? I said we need to get up out of here. So we left.
Very uneasy feeling.
Very uneasy. So we left. And but the house was on the lake. I mean, everything was just like it was, but it wasn't like the house wasn't inside. And that's when we kind of started putting things together, and we started looking at our conversation, and we started looking back at their page, and we like, hey man, and we put it together, and me and my wife have honestly think that those people was trying to cause us harm. I mean, the way it looked, and as far as the conversation and how they try to lure us in, and how they try to do certain things, and it really looked like they was planning on trying to do us harm.
We believe they weren't there because they were seeking shelter from the tornado.
Yep. The only why they wasn't there because they saw it was real about the tornado, and they left.
And the reason they had to probably look for shelter is because the home was a mobile home.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and everyone knows mobile homes are not the place to be when there's a tornado close by. So we think we barely missed them.
Yeah.
And that's when our minds opened up to see what God was trying to show us. He was really trying to prevent us or warn us from even going to this place in the first place. Yep. But our desire to have this land and this home by the lake so we could go fishing and homestead, and that's a dream of ours that we wanted to do. Our desires for these things almost led us to really get in trouble or hurt, possibly. We're not really sure, but we've learned a big lesson to take heed to our dreams and to listen to what the Lord is trying to tell us, especially if He gives us a sign as soon as we ask for one.
Yep, and you know something, but so after we experienced all this, we went back to the Dairy Queen and just sat there because it was still raining. It was still storming.
We didn't know which way.
We didn't know which way to go. So I looked at the storm and I looked back at the way we came. And I said, babe, look clear that way. Mm-hmm. And I said, I'm thinking if we go back the way we came, we probably go out the storm. Yep. And I'm telling you, I'm saying, but I'm gonna take this chance. Yeah. I'm gonna take this chance, and I said, Lord, please don't. I said, please have mercy. Don't let the tornado be over this way. So we got in the car, and we left out. And we went out the city in the way we came, and I guarantee you, as soon as we got out the city, it was
clear skies, blue skies. But on our way out, devastation on the side of the roads, trees knocked down. We even saw a man half naked sitting under the shelter of an abandoned church. Remember?
Yep.
Yep. And we even pulled over to ask him if he was okay, and he said he was just sitting there waiting it out. And we were like, okay, you know.
Yep.
Didn't really know what else to do from there, so we kept on going. But the closer we got out of that area, right back to sunny skies.
Right back to sunny skies. And when we got outside of town, all the way back to our home,
it was sunny.
Sunny, clear. But this, go ahead, baby.
Thank the Lord that He kept us and shielded us from the storm, and nothing, you know. We prayed for the people who were affected. We came home, turned on the news, and it was everywhere on the news, the tornadoes. There were several, and they were really bad, the worst that they've seen in a few years. I believe they even described it in that area. So that area was very devastated, which reminded me of the dream again. It was a lot of a farm and open land in that part of Texas. Beautiful, which is why we wanted to be there. Beautiful area, beautiful tropical, you know, weather, but also had a cold season. So
and also when we got back home, we didn't even know really how close we was. When we got back home and we saw it on the news. Listen what I'm saying, y'all. Man, when we got back home and looked at it on the news, the bridge and where the tornado was about 5 miles away. 5 miles away. Only thing that the tornado went 5 miles northeast. But if it would have went 5 miles northwest, it would have blew us off the map. And what was funny, that day, I think it was 3 tornadoes.
Yeah,
it was like,
I think it was multiple.
It was
multiple.
It was 3 tornadoes, and the start of these tornadoes, when the start of them happened, it was on this lake, 5 miles away from them. 3 tornadoes in the same area, almost in the same area, and all of them went in a northeast direction. But if it would have went northwest, it would have blew us off, man. And things like that, we just got to say, man, hey, this is something for y'all to decide. Y'all hearing our testimonies. This is something for y'all to decide to say, hey, was it coincidence or was it the Lord? And this is something that me and my wife say, and we heard a good pastor say, Pastor Martin Hollins, Pastor Martin Hollins of Maranatha, that what we heard him say one time in a message. He said, "Look, it ain't by coincidence; it's by providence."
That's right.
So
there are no coincidences.
There ain't no coincidences.
God is sovereign.
That's right. So we just giving y'all our testimonies of saying what happened. It's y'all. It's up to the people mind to. It's up to y'all mind, and in y'all minds to come to the conclusion on was it a coincidence or what. But we know. Yeah. If nobody else don't know, we know. That's right. And we just want to tell you, well, we want to thank you, and we just want to tell you, thank you for watching our video of our testimonies. Hey, it's real.
And pray for the Holy Spirit to lead and guide you.
Pray for the Holy Spirit to lead and guide you. That's right. It sure will. And thank you for listening to our testimony. And if you have any testimonies that you would like to share, and I'm gonna get it right this time. I've been putting up, I've been saying the wrong email, y'all. So please forgive me. The email address is testimoniesofgod111@gmail.com. Please subscribe. We're gonna have plenty more videos to come. Man, hey, we got so much stuff to share. Y'all think this is something? Hey, I tell you, we got so much videos to share of the goodness of God and just to be a testimony and testify of what He have done in our lives, man. I mean, it's just totally awesome. And we appreciate you. We love you. And y'all have a blessed blessed day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.